to in front of the one and only Dr. Charles Full. Good afternoon, my brother.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. I'm just, this has been an exciting week for me because this is my first workshop. I was here when it was here in 80, I think.
Okay.
But I've never been able to really sit down and just be around all this great talent and to see finally the Charles Full singers the other night who just wiped me out.
Well, listen, I'm just pleased that you are supportive of Charles Full singers and play our records, and without you, we'd be no Charles Full singers.
You keep the pulse. You, of course, the King is going now, but you, Donald Bales is going now. You all seem to keep that traditional pulse. You have there's something about you and that choir out of Chicago, Dr. Charles Hayes and Cosmopolitan. You all have that drive. I know as soon as I pick up one of your whether it's an album or a CD, I look for that lady's name, Christine
Brown.
Because I say, this is going to be the killer. She gonna do it.
And Christine Brown's my sister.
That's your sister?
My sister, yes. I have 4 brothers and one sister.
That woman between her and Rosetta.
Rosetta Davis, yes. Rosetta's doing great. She's
Is she here?
No, she's not here. Rosetta had surgery about 3 months ago, but she's doing well.
Friends of mine who go to the workshop every year in different cities come back and say, we always know when it's, at that time, I think they call it East Coast night or something, we always know, be there for Charles Full singers because they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And I said, well, this man, and I said, then I would have to visualize. I run home and put the record on and try to visualize what happened out there at the workshop.
Well, you know, Rosetta is people may not know, but Rosetta is the blind lady that sings with us. And she was born blind from birth, and Lord has given her such a phenomenal gift that compensates and such a good sense of humor and loving person. She doesn't feel sorry for herself or pity herself, and that's an example and probably a pattern that we need to take of. That whatever our circumstances are, we learn to trust in God and be content with it.
Absolutely. Charles, when did it all start for you? I don't see you at the keyboards much, but I know you're a master musician there.
Yeah, well, I'm a graduate from the University of Cincinnati, Conservatory of Music, and I have a doctorate in that. I don't play as much as I used to play because I have young musicians playing. And you know, if you notice on our new records, some of our music now is we're moving a little. Sometime a couple of songs we have some moderate contemporary things on it, but we try to stick within that modern traditional vein that will still remain Charles Full singers.
Yes, because they're carrying your name.
Yes. So we stick within that, but I play not much.
Was your family musically oriented?
My father was a quartet singer.
Did he record?
No, he was a local guy, and they sang very well. And we grew up around having those guys in our house twice a week singing. And my brothers we all sing. My sister.
Your brothers sing?
My brothers all sing. Yes, we all sing.
Did they ever sing with you?
No, they sing.
I look in the back and look at people's names. I never see another folk.
They sing in their little church choir. One of my brothers is an R&B singer. He sang with a group called Midnight Star.
Oh, really?
And so we're just a singing group.
When the last year of high school, did you know what you wanted to do?
Well, yes, I knew I wanted to be a gospel singer since I was about 8 years old.
Really? Who'd you see?
Well, I was a member of the Thomas A. Dorsey Gospel Choir and Chorus Convention. I grew up in that particular convention.
Oh, okay.
And from that point, I went on and I met James Cleveland at the Dorsey Convention. And then I went to Wayne State University. I moved to Detroit. Fortunate for me, and I moved to Detroit and went to Wayne State University, and I played for James Cleveland and the Meditation Singers.
Wait a minute. Ernestine Rundless?
Ernestine Rundless. Laura Lee, yes, I played for them.
She's still around. I asked Albertina about 6 months ago, I said, is Ernestine with us? She said, yeah, she's still alive.
Yes, Ernestine is alive and doing well. Yes. She's on a tour, I think, now with Della Reese. Yes.
Now, this is so ironic. We were fortunate enough to get a space. I guess we can turn this down. There must be something. It stopped. There you go. But so you were with the Meditation Singers. Who else was out there in Detroit? The Voices of Tabernacle. Oh, yes. God, what a choir.
Yes. And when I was doing my playing with James, I attended the Voice of Tabernacle, their church for years.
What
yes.
a choir, Charles.
Yes.
What a
yes.
choir. Eugene, Louise,
yeah.
Richard.
Yeah. Eugene is still living.
Yes.
Louise too. They're doing well.
Richard Rockmore, what
Richard
a voice.
Rockmore,
Gosh,
yes.
that was one hot choir. You moved to Detroit. How long did you stay in Detroit?
I was in Detroit for 4 years when I went to school. I went to school there. Then I went back to the University of Cincinnati and I received my doctorate from them.
So you're one of those people who did not get caught up with all this gospel and say the heck with schoolwork, and you really took a mature approach to it.
Sure. I realize that music is fine, but education is more important. You can combine the two things together, and it has proven beneficial for me all the way around.
I'm sure.
The Lord has blessed me, and through my music, and combining my God-given talent along with my learned and acquired talent, I've managed to do well.
Are you minister of music, or were you a minister of
I'm
music?
the minister of music for the Lincoln Heights Missionary Baptist Church, which is probably the largest Baptist church in Cincinnati. We have 8 choirs. In one choir, I have 200 and something in my one choir, my adult choir.
As a minister of music, Charles, are you not responsible for every song that comes through there, no matter what choir is singing?
I'm responsible for every song that comes through, for every wedding song that comes through.
Really?
In my church, we can do certain wedding songs, and I have to approve all songs that are done at my church for weddings. I'm in charge of all the funerals and any musical activity that's going on during the week. During the month, I had to furnish a group. Some kind of, I don't do all the music myself, but I make sure that a person is in place, a group is in place to do it.
So your gifts have made room for you.
Oh yeah, yes, by all means. And I'm really
James
excited.
Ford said you live in a mansion there.
Well, I
Swimming pool, 12 cars in the driveway.
well, not quite that. I wish.
Just kidding, James.
But you know what? I look at people and I think we place our values. I do have a nice home, but and a nice car. But I need as much traveling as I do, and I try to usually entertain a lot of the gospel singers that come in town, usually come. But that's as far as it goes. I support my family. My mother died about 4 years ago, and I have a brother who had a stroke, and he lives in that house, and we are there. I'm there every day to make sure he has food, and make sure everything is taken care of him, and he's able to walk around with a cane. And he goes out, but we still make sure that everything is there with him. So my schedule is busy. I like to help people, and especially my family. I'm very family oriented.
That's one. I'm glad to hear that, because at one time, Charles, we used to take care of our families.
Yes.
Now they push them in nursing homes.
And let me tell you, when my brother had that stroke, some nursing homes care less about you. And I think we as Christians got to learn to, even if no one is in the nursing home, it wouldn't hurt us some on our free time to just go through the nursing home and shake folk hands, pray for them, give them a little some candy or fruit or something. None of that stuff would hurt us to do that. It would mean so much to people, and I try to do that sort of thing.
Do you ever take some of your singers, maybe do a little mini concert?
We do it quite often. We do it on the holiday. We do a lot of it. And I can't get them all to go, of course, but I can get 2 or 3 people, and I can always do it. Yes.
Now, you, Volume 1, James Cleveland presents Charles Ford. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4. How far did it go? Volume 7?
We went to Volume 7, yes.
I thought so, yeah. Do you remember your first time together with James?
Yes. Well, I played with James, with the meditation singers, of course. But my first Charles Ford experience with James was very unique. We sang in Indianapolis on a program with at that time it was a rock and roll gospel show together, combined together with the Staple Singers, and I think it was the Commodores and James Cleveland. It was the headliner. And James had called me and said, Charles, my group can't come to, and Indianapolis 100 miles from me.
Sure.
Would you come and background me? Well, little Charles Ford, we just started out as a group, maybe a couple of years.
Little in the gospel field, but
yes,
you had been to college.
That was my first. I'd never made a major record before, though.
Oh.
I never made another major record. So when I went there and we sang and we did well, James said, well, Charles, you guys are good. I want to record you. So James Cleveland recorded.
How many voices did you have at that time?
I had the same amount. I always had 26 voices.
Is that your number or something? You won't go above or below that?
I won't go above or below it, no. I keep that because it's a good balance of harmony. Good balance.
Very unique.
Yeah.
I have to remember that.
Yeah. So anyway, when we sang that night, he gonna record me. Say gonna record me. Of course, I didn't believe that. I said, James Cleveland was not recording Charles Fold. Well, then about a month later, he said, Charles, are you guys, I'll be there in 2 weeks. Are you guys ready? I said, ready for what? He said, we'll record you guys in 2 weeks. We had no material, absolutely nothing. We rehearsed every day.
He did send you a list of the songs.
No, he did not. we learned 7 songs the week of the recording, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and recorded on Friday.
Charles, is that the album with the medley, Still in the Banks, Peace Be Still,
yes, Jesus
the Force? Who is playing that piano? The Lord do. Who's playing that piano in that medley?
Now, I played the piano on at that time. I was doing all the playing.
I sit there and I'll play it sometimes just to hear the piano. And it's like they're waiting to see what he's going to do next. Mm-hmm. And he said, if I'll have a little more time, I sing this. And
at that time, I did all the playing.
I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
I don't do playing. I don't do that much playing now. But
no, because you sit back and delegate it to other folks. Give the young ones a chance to do it.
You know, I still keep practicing, and I still play at church. Periodically, we have a staff at church also. But I use at funerals and things. I play with certain things. I practice a lot because people are so funny. If you put them out there sometimes and they think you really need them, sometimes you have to show them that, listen, if you come to work for the Lord, let's work. But if not, listen, I can do it myself.
Yeah. You never get smart with the one who gave you the break, because maybe you musicians, I know, will say, hey, that's all right, I'll do it myself. Even though I might not have played in the past 6 months, I can still do it.
Well, I keep current. During my rehearsals, I show them what I want. Okay, we have musicians rehearsal every week, and I show them what I want. I show them what I want. I don't want too much of this. I don't want too much of that, because there's a certain conservativeness I do have with me, with my music style. And I think everybody is free to do whatever he or she wishes, but I think certain things make us individuals.
Yes.
When you hear a Charles Fold song, you can on the radio you can hear that's Charles Fold.
Yes.
You know, a couple of things I got that people did get where they were a little baffled because they were a little more contemporary than normal, but after you hear the group sing though, you heard the music, you would think that's not Charles Fold.
Did you know are you old enough to remember, like, the Davis sisters, the war singers, Curtis Dublin?
Of course.
Do you remember back in those days, Charles, after the first few bars of the introduction, you knew who it was?
Sure.
You knew it was the Davis sisters.
Sure.
If it was Clara, the Touch, you knew it was Clara.
You know the Touch, yes. I grew up on Clara Ward, the Davis sisters, the original gospel harmonettes, who, by the way, are still my favorite group.
I'm going to send you something in the mail.
Really? The original gospel harmonettes are my favorite group. I love them.
They reissued. I got all this. I have all their music, all of their albums.
Okay, that's my favorite group.
Even the new one reissued from back in the day before Dorothy was with them.
Well, you know, I have a unique system in my home, stereo system, and I use a play. I get all the old. I collect old stuff and I play it, and I just sit back and just enjoy. It's such a difference.
I know.
You don't have all the camouflage things with the music and the such a size of the horns and the string, which cover. You don't have the cover-ups.
I'm blessed because I have a show on Sunday called Precious Memories, where I play music from the 20s up to the 70s. Just 3.5 hours of nothing but of old traditional music. Okay. But them harmonettes, Dorothy had to be one of the greatest writers, Charles.
Yes. Dorothy wrote definitely from her heart and from experiences. And from Scripture. And I think we're getting away from that now. Writers are writing now for the musical essence of it, but not so much the substance. Sometimes is not really there, you know.
Your first collaboration with James Cleveland, Volume 1, that night, were you really excited?
Oh, let me tell you what happened with that night.
It came to pass.
The first time we had this program at a church called WNAP, Church of God in Christ, with seats about maybe 2,500 people. And when we got there were so many people in there. They were down the aisles, standing, and we couldn't get in, and they would not move.
Fire hazard, yeah.
Yes, fire marshal came and everything, because people were so excited that James Cleveland was going to record with Chuck, because I was popular in my city, and still am very popular in my city. There was a James Cleveland recording with Charles Fold. Everyone was excited for me, and we had a $10 admission, and it was still
nothing back in
it was packed in there, and I will never forget that. James said, "Oh my God, Charles, what are we going to do?" And we finally got enough people to move over. That we could, you know, James was a little kind of heavy, and we managed to squeeze down through all that crowd to get to the stand, the choir stand, to do the album.
So we get a double jacket album, the medley of songs. Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me. Can't Nobody Do Me Like Jesus was on there.
If you remember, that song had two different titles. The original